So, if your body, girl, if it is falling apart, but everyone keeps telling you to take better care of yourself, I need you to hear this. Your body isn't failing you, it's protecting you. So, I need you to stay with me because today I'm going to give you three things that can change how you understand what's happening in your body. It's where we live, right? One, the research-backed reason women healers over 50 experience chronic pain, exhaustion, and immune breakdown. Even when you're doing everything right. Two, why living as a floating head of competence, brilliant, capable, disconnected from your body, is quietly accelerating burnout and compassion fatigue. And three, I'm going to give you a somatic sacral chakra practice you can do today to begin restoring energy, embodiment, and choice without quitting your job or blowing up your life. If that's what you choose. You can quit too. Okay, so y'all, here's the research. And this isn't aging, it's load. And let's start with the data because I want you to stop blaming your body. Research on healthcare workers over 50 shows that chronic pain, exhaustion, unrelieved by rest, autoimmune flares, sleep disruption, and muscle skeletal. Oh, I slaughtered that word. Musculoskeletal injuries. I, it's, I'm just going to own it. It is something I have been known to do since I came into this world. I can read like a madwoman, but pronunciation sometimes gets in my way. But those muscle skeletal issues that come up for us, they're actual injuries. And it's not primarily caused by aging. Y'all, they're driven by the allostatic load, the cumulative wear of tear and unrelenting stress on your beautiful, gorgeous body. So, in plain language that Merriman can pronounce, your nervous system has been running in survival mode for too long. Hear that again. You've been running in survival mode for too long. Studies consistently show that older nurses, older counselors, older professional helpers aren't leaving because they no longer care. They're leaving because their bodies can no longer metabolize the cost of the work. Long shifts, to a giant caseload, emotional labor, moral distress, and constant hypervigilance. And here's the part that no one bothers to tell us. Many of these beautiful, brilliant women would have stayed if their roles had evolved. Their bodies needed change before their hearts did. Yeah, this isn't weakness by any means. It's physiology. The floating head of competence is what we're dealing with. And girl, it is dangerous. So we're going to talk about this. I see this constantly in the high achieving women healers that I serve. You've been rewarded your entire life for living from the neck up. You're competent. Lord knows you're competent. You're the one everyone goes to for help. You're capable. You're highly trained. You're emotionally attuned to everyone else. And somewhere along the way, you learned to disconnect from your body in order to survive. You didn't even know it was happening. When I do full body scans with the patients that I work with, many of them feel completely lost When I try to take them into their body or during session, I ask, where do you feel that? It's very foreign because we have gotten so good at being floating heads of competence and we don't go into our body. So, as I said, this is what I call the floating head of competence, right? We're brilliant, functional, respected, and profoundly disembodied. And here's the danger. When you continue to disconnect from your body, you lose access to early warning systems. Pain becomes a background noise, fatigue becomes normal, and numbness becomes productivity. Until one day, when your body doesn't whisper anymore and it collapses. Your body is breaking down, and it's not betrayal. Sweet soul, it is communication. Our bodies talk to us every day, and we must take the time to get embodied and hear what our bodies are telling us. They're very important messages. So let's do a little chakra work. And today I want to look at the sacral chakra. I think I did that last week too, but the sacral chakra, that's where all our emotions live. That's where our sensuality lives, our pleasure, our play. It's an important chakra to keep healthy. And sacral chakra, a unbalanced sacral chakra has something to do with compassion fatigue and burnout. Energetically, this lands squarely in your sacral chakra. As I said, it's a very important chakra. It's your center of vitality, pleasure, sensation, emotional flow. And for decades, your sacral energy has been overridden in service of others. You ignore hunger because you're too busy. You ignore pain because you got shit to do. You ignore exhaustion because you got shit to do. You ignore desire because you got shit to do. I mean, it all falls on our poor body being neglected. When the sacral chakra is depleted, the body shows up as chronic fatigue, hip pain, low back pain, pelvic pain, autoimmune issues, loss of pleasure and aliveness. Oh, I had an aliveness. Oh, my aliveness was robbed for a number of years. And y'all, it's awful. Please do what you need to do to take care of this. So that loss of pleasure and aliveness happens when your sacral chakra is not balanced. And you also feel very disconnected from your own needs. And it's not just physical, it's relational. You've learned to abandon your body to remain good at your job. Think about that. So, I created a nifty little activity for you, and I call it re-entering the body. I know, very clever. And it's just 5 minutes, if that. But whatever you're doing right now, I want you to do this with me, wherever you are. Place one hand on your lower abdomen, just below your navel. That is where your sacral chakra lives. It's the center of that sacral chakra. And I want you to take a slow breath through your nose and then exhale really long through your mouth. And now ask yourself, not from your brain, because your brain is brilliant, but from your body. What is my body done tolerating? Don't rush. Just notice sensations. Just approach it with curiosity. No judgment. Notice any tightness, heat, emotion. Okay, be with that, and that's okay. Whatever comes up, just be with it. And then I want you to ask this question. If I keep asking my body to push through this for one more year, what is it going to cost me? Let the answer be physical, not logical. And finally, place both your feet firmly on the ground and say out loud, if you can, I'm allowed to listen to my body. That sentence alone begins repair. Easy peasy. But you've got to do this for yourself. Okay. Today you learned your body breaking down from caregiving is not a personal failure. It's the predictable outcome of chronic stress and unmet physiological need limits. Living as a floating head of competence disconnects you from your body's wisdom and accelerates burnout and compassion fatigue. Where is your purpose? You got to reconnect. The sacral chakra holds the key to restoring vitality, sensation, and choice. And embodiment is not optional for sustainable healing. So, listening to your body is not quitting, it's leadership. Okay, so if this soul hit home, I want you to take the Shadow Healer archetype quiz that's in the show notes down in at the bottom. Or if you're listening on YouTube, it's if you'll click on my website, you can get to it there. It's a really important quiz I think you need. It will help you understand how you've learned to override your body and what your system actually needs next. Because your body isn't breaking down. Girl, it is calling you home.